Superman #1, written by George Perez, art by Jesus Marino. This is the wordiest book I think I've ever seen. Like, more so than even an actual just book. It's terrible. But I'm going to give you the Cliff Notes version of what happened, then I'll just explain how much they talk. So, we open with the Daily Planet. It's just filleting it. It's like, oh, the Daily Planet, so amazing, so incredible. And then they destroy it. It's literally demolished. The entire building brought down to a heap of rubble. And they're like, well, that was out with the old, in with the new. Now we got a new Daily Planet because it's owned by a new parent company called Galaxy Communications, the owner of which's name is named Morgan Edge. And he's not such a bad guy. He's totally not going to be some antagonistic force. He's here to help the Daily Planet grow. But they're not calling it the Daily Planet anymore, I guess. They're calling it PGN, Planet Global News. Anyway, at the rubble site, Superman's standing over it. He looks pissed, and then he disappears, but not after Jimmy Olsen and someone else. I think they name her later. Miko, I think? I don't know. But they see him and they're like, oh, the Superman's around. Cut to the new Metropolis Astrodome, which I guess was destroyed in another Superman fight. And the security guards are paying attention to this news conference because that's clearly the most important thing. When they see a fire on one of the security cameras, that immediately like flashes back out, and they're like, what the hell? Go check on that. Then we get a flashback to Clark Kent talking to Lois Lane, being like, Lois, I can't believe you're selling out to this rag, the Globe. The Globe is the other thing that they sold. It's more like a tabloid. And Lois is like, I can bring some journalistic integrity. I can change him. And Clark is like, well, count me out. Like, he's still working for the Daily Planet, but he's not working for their media branch, which I guess is what the biggest focus is on right now, because print journalism is dying. Yeah, so we cut to this random scene in the Himalayas where some alien shows up. He has a duty to blow this horn, and then we leave him. Genuinely no idea what that even means. But it coincides with, at the Astrodome, that fire shows back up again, and the security guard finds it. It's like some dancing magic fire. And then he's caught by it or something. Superman's flying around. He sees that there's a stolen tanker truck. He goes for the criminals, and he's like, you're not from around here, are you? You don't really do this on Superman's turf. So he picks up the tanker truck. The people at the news conference hear that Superman's doing something heroic, so they're like, we gotta go. We gotta find out what's going on here. We gotta get the news. Cut back to the Astrodome again. It's now completely on fire. There's an explosion that takes out the other security guard, but Superman's still dealing with the tanker. And the dudes who are hijacking it are like, if you don't let us go, because Superman threatens to throw him into the river. It's like, if you don't let us go, we're gonna blow open the hole in the tank, and it'll contaminate the water supply for years. And he's like, all right, cool. I guess I'll throw you into space then. And they're like, oh, okay, we didn't think about that. And Superman goes, all right. You have till the count of 3. 1, 2, and then it blows up. And everyone's like, did Superman just blow up a truck? But then he's immediately hit with a fireball that's coming from the Astrodome. And they're like, oh, okay. Odds are it wasn't him. It was probably the fireball thing. So now he's fighting this fireball. Do you see how dense this is already? Like, we've moved from like 8 different things. He's fighting this fireball. He's using his super breath, a general show of powers that he has. And he thinks he hears the creature saying Krypton, but it's more just gobbledygook, but it's like kind of hearing Krypton. So he's a little concerned by that, but he's trying to protect all the civilians from getting hit by these fireballs. But then he discovers that these things aren't burning, they are becoming fire. Like, their matter is changing into fire. So Lois, there's some Daily Planet copters who are nearby, and Lois makes the call because I guess she's in the position to do so now, to get the copters out of there. The police are like, well, he can't do anything. This is a job for Superman. Just letting you know why we're not helping here. Finally, Superman, he gets a handle on things. He picks up the destroyed Daily Planet globe, chucks it at the fire guy. Fire guy has to react to, you know, use his energy to turn it into fire. But Superman takes that opportunity to grab the fire guy, which I don't know how you grab pure fire, but hey, he's Superman. He flies up into space and hopes that the space will choke him out, which it does. He succeeds. Then we see, and again, it's so wordy. Like, it's like a Golden Age style comic where they didn't trust the artist to say anything at all. So every single panel has 1 or 2, sometimes 3 caption boxes describing exactly what you're seeing. But they reveal here that it's to be a narrative device of Clark's story in the Daily Planet about what happened. So that makes it okay, right? We see Clark, he wants to go and apologize to Lois because of their fight about her joining the PGN. He's obviously got a little crush on her, but as he goes to the door to apologize and maybe confess, but probably not, one of the other anchors for the show is there in the bedroom with her, and he's shirtless. Of course he is. And so Clark is like, okay, guess I'll go. Sorry to bother you. And there's a nice little 4-panel thing of him walking to the elevator solemnly and then just using his super hearing to hear how he's totally being cock-blocked. So that's where it ends. It's so dense. It's so dense. Like, he didn't trust, George Perez didn't trust Jesus Marino at all. I mean, he probably did. But it didn't seem like he did because every panel was described. You could read this as just a book. Like, and everyone's talking all the time. There is not a single panel in here that is just silent until you get to the very end. And even then it's not because he's using a superhero. There's not a single panel in here that's completely silent. There's reading on all of it. Let the art do some work, man. Anyway, I'll give this like a 6. Just because it's got way too much in there. Destruction of the planet, new setup, fire monster, tanker truck, Lois and Clark. It's too much. This is 2 issues. You don't need to fit it all into one. So yeah, I give it a 6. But it's fine otherwise. Art-wise, it's fine. So Superman, we'll see where it goes from there. But definitely the lesser Superman book so far.